Welcome to Mindfulness Challenge Day 9. I hope that every day you're getting a little closer to the present moment, a little more intimate with it, that you're noticing the senses a little more, that you're noticing your body, especially when emotions arise, and noticing what happens to the body. Maybe you're noticing your thinking mind and where the thoughts are going, if they're in the future or if they're in the past, and potentially if thoughts are taking up much of our attention. The practice is really just getting to know those habitual patterns, where reactivity might come from, noticing emotions that might take up most of our emotional state, and just being with it and welcoming it and being as intimate and close with it, welcoming it to be however it might be. And really that's the transformation. So today we're going to be focusing both on breath, just getting ourselves into the present moment, and then moving into gratitude practice. There is such a deep connection between mindfulness, kindness, compassion, gratitude. Really, there's really intertwined. They're all together when you really start getting into the practice. And the intentionality of gratitude, being able to see the glass half full instead of half empty, to notice the details of life and be grateful for them. You know, a lot of times we can kind of get a little grouchy or frustrated with everyday things. And then when we look at those everyday things, we can actually turn it into just a mindful gratitude practice. You know, dirty dishes, well, that means that you had food, right? So that's the thing to be grateful for. You know, we oftentimes really forget how much we really do have. So both in material stuff as well as in the deep levels of compassion that we can hold, and deep levels of kindness, and really building ourselves up. So we'll do some gratitude practice, and then we will kind of inquire into where our attention goes. So just looking at the counting breath exercise is a way to kind of see where our attention can be with the breath, and then where it goes, and where we might notice the patterns of distraction. So let yourself find the cushion or chair, fully melt into that space. Allow the back to be straight, shoulders relaxed, hands in the lap. Let the areas around your eyes relax and close those eyes, flutter those eyes closed. And just check into your jaw and if it's tight or relaxed. Notice your sit bones, notice your contact points. Notice the weight of your body, and just come into awareness. And just tune into sound a little bit. Notice what sounds are close by or far away. The thinking mind will pop in inevitably and take us away from our attention. Just like training a puppy dog to come back and heel, we just notice it wander away and gently call it back, kindly ask it to come back into attention, and just stay with it again. So the sounds that might be close, you might hear your breath, or you might be hearing some kind of machines or different things you might have in the house, the refrigerator, or maybe hear the wind outside, or cars, or if your heater's on or your fan is on. Just notice sounds without needing to decide and create a storyline of what the sounds are. Just notice them as sounds and just come back to the next one that appears. Now that we're here, we're fully present, allowing ourselves to arrive, let's turn our attention on gratitude. So each time you think of something you're grateful for, it's kind of like just filling your tank up. So just start by noticing your heart space, noticing if the quality of your emotions are on the ease and comfort zone, or if we have any suffering that's lingering or pain. No judgment, just notice what is there. We're going to spend the next few minutes cultivating this gratitude practice, knowing that when we bring gratitude into our lives, it puts things in perspective. That those things that we feel are so horrific are actually blessings in disguise. So, for example, for me, a few years ago, before my mindful practice, anxiety felt like the worst thing to have ever come into my experience. And through the last few years of mindfulness practice, compassion, I've realized that anxiety is no more valuable or less valuable than joy. And actually, that anxiety has so much to teach me about how to be a little closer to the present moment. So when the anxiety arises within me, I welcome it now and I try to inquire with kindness, what is it? What is it you're trying to teach me? So that flip of running away from anxiety before to now welcoming is the transformation that occurs. Same experience, different approach. So for the next minute or two, start thinking about the immediate things that you're grateful for. You can go back into your ancestors or family or elements of the world, and just allow yourself to fill the tank up. So just using the following sentences in your head, something like I'm grateful for, and finishing it, and just in your head, just continuing a cycle of sentences. Noticing if the heart feels like it's filling up, if your tank is just becoming a little bit different, a little more full, a little more heartfelt. And the second you think, I don't know what I'm grateful for, just dig a little deeper. Think about what life was like thousands of years ago and what life is like now. Think about all the things we take for granted: health, community, protection, and roof over our head, and walls. How easy it is to get food now. You can go into different categories, right? You can go into family and think about all the things you're grateful for there. You can go into kind of the categories of survival and all the things that help you make it day to day. You can be grateful for the category of community and all the things in your community that make your life better. Again, the mind will wander. You'll think about a few grateful things, and then all of a sudden you'll be thinking about something totally off topic. That moment we notice distraction, and notice the wandering mind, that is mindfulness. That is a cultivation of awareness, and you gently bring it back. So think of a few more things. And on each breath in, just bring awareness to how just this breath is a miracle, and we should bring gratitude to it. Each heartbeat means that we're here. The body and its wisdom. Our interconnectedness. Then just gently allow that filled up tank of gratitude to just be in your body. And next time you might be feeling a little bit low in that tank, just fill it up again. Every day, create a gratitude practice. And now for the next 4 or so minutes, we're going to use counting breath to stay with attention and then notice distraction. Remembering that the brain is wired for survival, and survival often means that we might have a hard time focusing on one thing, right? And the prefrontal cortex can be activated through attention. So let's just notice every aspect of the breath, and every inhale and space in between and exhale. That's 1. And then we do the same thing. Focus, inhale. Focus on the space. Focus, exhale. 2. And then all of a sudden we have a thought about tomorrow or yesterday. We just gently go back to 0. So you may begin counting breath exercise on your own now, and allow yourself to notice as quickly as you can distraction, so you can just start back at 0 if you need to. No judgment, no need to do it a certain way or get to a certain number. We have really no need to have outcomes. We just want to know the process and where we find our distraction. You might have gotten a 1.5 and been distracted, or you got to 5. It doesn't matter. All we're trying to do is, as quickly as possible, notice when the mind thinks and come back to 0, or if a sound takes our attention, or if the body brings some sensation that calls our attention. Just as quickly as possible, finding when the mind gets distracted and just coming back. Breathing in, breathing out. And if it becomes challenging to focus on the breath, remember your anchor spot. Notice where the breath is most prominent, follow there, and entering with the words breathing in and breathing out. And remembering that a lot of times we get distracted when we feel like whatever we're paying attention to is the same. and that the breath is always different. So bring that curiosity in beginner's mind to attention. So going back to 0 and just noticing every aspect of the body's breath in and the body's breath out. Again, we get to 2 or 3, whatever. It's not a problem. It's not what the purpose of the activity is. It's just to see where the tension goes and notice habitual patterns, tendencies of distraction, and retrain the mind into attention. Create those new neural pathways, increase that gray matter through attention practice. And just gently come back to your natural breath. No need to count. Just notice the inhale, the space and the exhale. Notice that the body is feeling relaxed at ease or tight and tense. And if you find any parts of the body that need a little bit of your attention, just bring your attention to those parts, your lower back or your shoulders or your jaw. And just use attention to allow it to be there and breathe in and breathe out. Relax the body, relax the mind. And gently, slowly bring attention to your fingertips, to your toes, wiggle a little bit. And whenever you're ready, just let the eyes flutter open and bring awareness to the space you're in. And have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whatever time it is. Really honor yourself for creating time and space to do this very important practice. See you at day 10.